What is the best medicine for your body? I'm going to talk a little bit about medicine. That could be pharmaceutical drugs, that could be Tylenol, Advil, cough drops, cough syrup. Anything that's made for fighting, like a cold or bronchitis or headache or the flu. So, what is the best medicine for your body? Remember that food is your medicine, and medicine is your food, right? So basically, what you put into your body will eventually heal your body, depending on what you put into your body. And what you don't put will also heal your body if you give your body a break from the type of foods that you're putting in that made you sick. So it all depends on what you're putting into your body now, right? As I mentioned, when it comes to pharmaceutical drugs, like flu vaccinations, even antibiotics, if there's something physically or even mentally wrong with your body, like say you might have an infection, right? Usually you'd have to take antibiotics. It all depends on how bad the infection is, how drastic it is. You can have infection of anything. You can have infections in your lungs. You can have an infection in your stomach lining, in your intestines. You can step on a rusty nail and get an infection in your leg. And, that could cause antibiotics. But again, it all depends on how drastic the situation is and what kind of person you are. Do you believe in the natural ways, the natural healing, using the herbs, the plants to heal yourself in that manner? It all comes down to you. You have to weigh out your options now. Now you have to use logical thinking. So, as I mentioned, it all depends on how drastic the situation is that leads for antibiotics. And again, it all depends on if there is something actually wrong with you, mentally and physically wrong with you. Same thing with painkillers. Depends. Say that you get into a bad car accident or just an accident overall, and you broke your arm, you might have lost your arm and have to stitch your arm back together again. That could call for some painkillers because the pain is just so unbearable. You just can't take the pain, you have to stitch your arm back on. Have to put your arm in a cast probably. If you get a head injury, you get, any stitches, cuts, which call for mending, sewing you back up. That's a different thing. You're not basically just using the drugs for masking anything, for any diseases. It's actually because of actual accidents that happen to you. You broke your arm, you cut yourself open, you step on a nail. You might have caught a bad infection. But remember, with antibiotics and all these painkillers, there are side effects to them. Usually antibiotics, it usually kill off the good bacteria in your stomach. See? And it also can damage your liver and your kidney, depending on the dosage you're taking. So there are side effects to all these antibiotics and painkillers that you take. But again, it depends on the situation you're in. You have to make that call. If you're on your deathbed and you have a bad infection, or you got a serious wound that's infected, then you have to make a decision. But as I mentioned, that's a different situation when it calls for antibiotics. See, you have to use the logics now. You can't be stupid about certain things. You gotta weigh things out. It's a different thing when, say, you have diabetes, high blood pressure. Those things can be controlled with natural healing, with food. Food is a medicine, medicine is your food. You can control those by what you're eating. You don't have to take high blood pressure medication, diabetes medicine. You don't have to take all those things. You can control yourself and make your body heal, bring your body back to what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say, that food is a medicine, medicine is your food. So it all depends on the situation, as I mentioned. So you have to weigh it out on a scale, see if it's worth doing, natural plants, herbs to heal yourself from the infection, or if you want, you can do the antibiotics. Depends on the situation, life or death situation. You have to decide. So antibiotics does have a purpose when it comes to certain things, not everything. You have to use logics now, as I mentioned, common sense, to know when to use antibiotics if you have to, depending. As I mentioned, again, you could do herbs, natural healing, and you can heal yourself with that without have to take antibiotics, which will give you side effects, as I mentioned before. A lot of your infections can also come from the type of food that you're eating. That could also give you infection, which causes you to have to turn to antibiotics. So as I mentioned, food is a medicine. Medicine is your food. Now, as I said before, you can get an infection just by stepping on a nail. You can cut yourself, you can break your arm. That's totally different scenario there. Which could cause for some antibiotics and some painkillers. Here are some painkillers here, common household Advil, Tylenol, Motrin. Me personally, I used to use these, when I used to feel pain, like muscle pain, back pains, from training, working out, I would just pop a Advil, pop a Tylenol, right? Even ibuprofen I used to pop too. But, once you start eating clean, as I mentioned, food is a medicine, medicine is a food, you won't have any problems anymore. A lot of people take these for cramps, for headaches too. Eventually after a while, you won't even know what a headache is. You won't have a headache anymore. Once you start turning towards food for your medicine, medicine is your food. So a lot of these headaches and cramps will go away eventually. You see, in my opinion, when I used to take Advil and Tylenol, it used to break my body down. So I would take it for the pain, but then what would happen? It would break my body down, break my immune system down, lower my immune system, so I would catch a cold all the time. All the time I catch a cold after I take Tylenol and Advils. And I also find the pain to come back stronger than what it was from the beginning. So I would have a more massive headache, more body pains, and each time I take it, I find the cold to get worse. My body would just break down, man, completely. My immune system would just break down. So once I lay off of the Advil, lay off of Tylenol, start taking any painkillers overall, my immune system was able to build itself back up. So I was able to fight off infections easily without any problem. Now I haven't caught a cold in years. I don't remember what a cold feels like. No cold in my chest, no cold in my nose, nothing. Nothing at all. No headaches completely. So as I mentioned, food is a medicine, medicine is a food. These are all herbs here that you can take. You got all different type of herbs. You can research them: cilantro, dill, thyme, oregano, parsley, sage, basil, rosemary. So there's a ton of all different type of herbs that you can take. There's marijuana too, which is the #1 healing plant out there. Good for everything. As I say, I don't smoke, but I'll use it in like break it down into liquid form, use it in your tea, make put it in your food if you want to, sprinkle a little bit in your food, grind it up, bake with it. There's so many different things that you can do with the marijuana. Hemp, which is good for everything, man. Heal actually. It's a healing plant. So those are the natural ways to heal the body. As I said, food is a medicine, medicine is your food. So these are all herbs that you can use. Instead of using, the Advil and the Tylenol and the pharmaceutical stuff, you can use the marijuana, which the marijuana doesn't give you any side effects. It doesn't destroy your liver, your kidney, your organs. No side effects because it's a natural plant. You see, taking the other pharmaceutical, Advil, Tylenol, Motrin, ibuprofen, antibiotics, that destroys your body, mess your body up, man, mess you up bad. So as I said, food is a medicine, medicine is your food. Herbs, herbs is a thing, healing, healing plants, the marijuana, hemp, those are the healing things. Also, don't forget sunlight. Sun, that's energy right there. That's like basically charging your batteries. The ocean, go swim in the ocean, you know, stare into the sun for a little bit, try to get that sun and look into it, maybe for a couple seconds, just stare directly into it, get contact with your eye, the rays from the sun. That would charge your batteries up. Try to go there in the morning time, try to get that 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock sunlight. Stare into the sun. You're going to see how much energy you're going to have after you're doing that. They call it sun gazing, great vitamin D too from the sun. So sun is very important. That's part of the nourishment. That's part of the food. Food is a medicine. Medicine is your food. Sunlight is your food. Also, the air you're breathing is also your food. So it's not just the plants, the herbs, or your food, natural fruits, vegetables, but the sunlight is your nourishment, the food, and the air you're breathing is also your food. So just remember that. That's very important. The water you drink also is your food. Food is a medicine. Medicine is your food. You see what I'm saying? You could heal yourself. You could cure anything you want to cure. You can heal, not mask it now, not put pills and chemicals in your body, which just numb you and then mess up other parts of your body. And then you got to deal with the problem that you had before, plus the new problems that has risen from taking chemicals, from taking pills and injections and all these chemical-based drugs. So food is a medicine. Also, hanging out by a tree, hugging a tree, sitting under a tree, touching the tree. That's also healing too. Hugging somebody, body contact, is also healing. If you notice sometimes, if you ever get sick, when somebody hugs you, sometimes you feel a little better. If you feel depressed, sometimes when somebody hugs you, you kind of feel a little better. Like you feel this energy coming from that person. That kind of heal you a little bit, but it give you more confidence, more energy transference from that person into you. So hugs, touch, kiss, hug a tree, breathe in the air, sunlight, all those are food. So food is not only just what you put in your mouth. Food is everything. Food is your sunlight. Food is hugging. Food is touching. It's also good to start off your morning with just a glass of water. Usually in the morning I start off with a 32 ounce of water. Drink that down straight. Get my organs flowing. Get my kidneys working. I don't wake up with the thought of, oh man, I need to make some toast, some eggs, some waffles, and I'm going to start off with that in the morning. I start off with just simple, just some water to get my body starting, get the organs flowing. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I move on to other things throughout the day. Take it nice and easy. I don't want to rush to just put food into my mouth. As I mentioned, food is a medicine. Medicine is your food, depending on what type of food you're putting into your body. You see? I'm going to show you the type of foods I'm talking about, which is your medicine. So you can do green juices, as I mentioned, kale, spinach, apples, ginger, lemon, dill, cilantro, watercress, mixing the herbs with it too. Food is a medicine. Medicine is your food. All depends on what you're putting into your body. You will heal your body over time. Cure all the diseases. Anything you have a problem with, you will heal it. Blood pressure, name it. Diabetes, cancer, you can heal it. cure it. It just all depends on what you put into your body. The problem that we're having here now is that a lot of people living in fear through manipulation. You're being told that doing holistic kind of way, just plants and herbs is, kind of on the crazy side, because that stuff won't work. It's not strong enough to kill the disease and all this stuff. But if you break it down, it makes sense. Food is a medicine. Medicine your food. What you put into your body will heal your body, and what you don't put will heal your body. So if you're putting in natural foods that passes through your body, because your body is electrical now. Your body needs electrical food. Your body doesn't need dead food. It needs electrical food, which comes from the plant, the herbs, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. So if you feed in your body those kind of foods, there's no way that you're going to fail. And what's happening now that when a person relies on pain medication, could be high blood pressure, diabetes medicine, insulin, what happens that their body get used to that kind of treatment, that when it comes to them now trying natural stuff, they have a reaction to it because their body just get used to the pharmaceutical drugs. That's the thing, they want you to get hooked on the pharmaceutical drugs, and once they got you, your whole body changes around. Your genetic structure is going to change all around. It's going to change. You can bring it back. It's going to take a lot of work though. Once you're on natural fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, herbs, you won't have no problem. You're not going to have any problem. You have to remember that all of the medication, painkillers, antibiotics, insulin, all that really does is suppress what's going on with you. Basically, it numbs you. That's all it really does. It doesn't heal you. It doesn't cure anything. It just numbs the problem, and as well as cause other problems to happen later on in life. So you want to try your hardest to get off the insulin and try to go natural as possible.